Thursday, December 29th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you on a very cold Thursday morning. We have a lot of our temperatures down into the 20s in the Piedmont this morning. And big blast of cold air is coming next week. I'll spend a lot of time in this edition of the video talking about that. But between now and then, the weather very docile and actually quite nice as we go through the rest of this week and into the New Year's weekend. A couple of pictures from up in the mountains here. This is an image this morning from up there around Beech Mountain, and that is an ice and snow-covered parking lot there, rather there atop Beech Mountain. Cold stuff. And here's a nice-looking shot from Banner Elk, where it is 17 degrees right now as I'm cutting this video, and you have the Christmas lights still adorning Highway 184 there. And still some snow visible on the ground from the snow night before last. There's the temperatures. Pretty cold here in our neck of the woods for sure. But really, this is nothing compared to the cold that's going to drop in here, it looks like, as we get into next week. Before we get to that, though, a couple of clipper-type systems to move through. Here's the water vapor imagery. One of those clippers right here, another one right there. It looks like both of those pass through the foothills in the Piedmont in dry fashion. But we'll take a peek here at how things look with the radar at the moment, and certainly you have a little bit of precipitation with those disturbances now, but it's just our air mass is so dry. That combined with the fact when these disturbances move in from the northwest, most times the mountains wring out what little bit of moisture there is, and I think we're going to stay precip free over the next few days. Here we are this afternoon on the European model. A few disturbances to note. One here over the Gulf that's weakening, but there's one, there's another one. Both will swing through our area over the next couple of days. And all they'll really bring is some high-level cloud cover. There's the one, the stronger of the two clippers, that drops in by tomorrow night. Again, maybe a quick shot of a little bit of snow up in the mountains, but nothing outside of the mountains. Now, here's the European model Monday morning. A sharp trough carving itself out, and look what happens by Tuesday morning. That's a big-time trough that's dropped on in. And look at the 850 millibar temperatures. These are the temperatures at roughly 5,000 feet. And you're looking at 850 temperatures of minus 12, and then eventually minus 16 up in northwestern North Carolina and the Virginias. That's pretty cold stuff for sure. And we'll talk about surface temperatures in just a moment. Finally, out toward the end of the run here, Friday of next week, there's the European popping a little low. Now, what happens here, let me go back to this chart. What it does is this little disturbance drops down and is sharp enough to form a closed low, and actually the GFS does something very similar toward the end of next week. Here we go. Today is going to be a quiet day, some 50s for highs, a good deal of sunshine. Tomorrow, I think upper 50s and lower 60s for highs. Pretty good looking day. Saturday and Sunday look great. There is Saturday. There's New Year's Day. The weather looks fantastic. I think a lot of us up toward the low 60s for highs over the upcoming New Year's weekend. All right, thereafter, it looks like our Arctic cold front moves through Sunday night or Monday morning, so Monday during the day is a cold air advection day where we'll have winds pretty stiff out of the west and northwest pulling in that Arctic air mass. And again, this is the GFS model. That's what it looks like Monday, and that's what it looks like Tuesday, early afternoon. Let's compare that to the European here. This is valid Tuesday morning, and it's still a sharper, colder trough on the European and the Canadian, by the way, compared to the GFS. And I think we're looking at Tuesday and Wednesday, Piedmont high temperatures probably in the 30s, and a good chance many of us see some teens for lows by the middle part of next week. All right, Wednesday, we begin to try to crawl out of the deep freeze, but it's still going to be a cold day. I think probably a lot of us upper 30s and at most low 40s for highs Wednesday. We'll see how this air mass behaves, though. And then there we are Friday morning. That's the GFS. That's the European. Shockingly good agreement that maybe a little area of low pressure tries to develop close to the coast. That is really just as questionable as it was on the European when we had that snowstorm on the European for Monday and Tuesday a couple of days ago. This is just as difficult to occur, but it could happen. Maybe a coastal low late next week, but way too soon to have any type of confidence in that. Couple of final images for you. There is the NAO ensembles, and notice they continue to trend toward at least neutral as we get deeper into January. And here's the Arctic oscillation, and there's a lot of variation, you notice here, between the various members, but the general idea maybe is a decrease in the AO toward at least slightly positive, if not neutral. Now, both of those things tend to indicate to me that we're heading toward a much colder January than what we had in December. But we'll see. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.